I'm back with another amazing kit. This one is daisies. Daisies, all about the daisies. I don't even know where to start. I guess I'm going to start with her since she was kind of my inspiration. She came out of my 1960s counter pattern book, and I kind of started with her and the colorway of the greens and the yellows, and then some purples and pinks kind of made it in. But everything has like a daisy theme or that color scheme. So this is a cover of a score pad. I don't have the score pad in here. I don't know why. It's from Hallmark. But you know what? You could just use it like this, put it in, use it like a tuck spot, a tag, or whatever. This is just adorable. And here's a vintage picture, and there's daisies on the table with these girls sitting at the children's table. So I put that in there. Some daisy fabric, just a little piece. It's definitely old. It's so pretty. This little card, it has some little some distress right there, so I just wanted to let you know you might want to put ribbon here or tape or washi tape or cut it and just use the image. This is an old item. This is from a Betty Crocker cookbook, but it had the daisies in it. I had to use it. A postcard with the daisies. A playing card. This card set was very well loved. I don't know why or what they used to do to the cards, but every card set I got from this estate had this bend in them. So I don't know if they fold that way, so I'm not really sure, unless that's how they, yeah, I'm not really sure. But this was one of a few sets that I got that were very well loved, but it had daisies in it, so it's going in. Here's another card with a little daisy in there. Current. This is a stamp on an index card with distress, the oxide, and I used my antique wood-handled stamps from a guidebook. Look at this. Baking is easy with these master recipes, but it had the daisies. I had to include it. This is the cutest little book from Omega Flour Mills. I wanted to try this cinnamon coffee cake so there was this master icebox roll recipe. So the really cool thing about it is that it's, you know, made with all the ingredients. So this is probably from the 50s, only because I think like all those cut and slice things came out later on. So the images in here are really cute. Master pancake recipe, master cream pie, pastry. This has some amazing angel cake, muffin, and then you just add in, you know, I guess add in ingredients. So it gives you kind of the basic no tough gluten. So isn't that interesting? Anyway, okay, so I'm putting that in. Here's a recipe card that I added. Here's some wrapping paper. Look at these girls. These are also from the, it says Lazy Daisies, from that counter book. I took the D and the D here for daisies. So this is from my 1930s ledger. And this is really cool because these tabs are linen. And then I took the D index card divider. This little card, so sweet. Some just yellow and pink little pieces of paper. Here's another notepad, things I'd rather not do today. And then here is some engineer note paper. This is a little offcut of daisy wrapping paper. This is from a 1960s magazine, but they have daisies on the walls. The wallpaper was daisies. Oh my goodness. And then I love the little Raggedy Ann and Andy doll on the, and you can see they've got Nancy Drew books and the old Crayola crayons open on the nightstand there. Precious Moments. These were from a fairy decoupage book that I had, but because I had the daisies, I went ahead and included that. Wallpaper from my 1950s wallpaper book. Some just odds and ends of some papers. This is a atlas page, and it just had the pink and the green and the yellow. That's why I added it in there. Here's some song page about daisies. I don't add a lot of scrapbook paper, but I am adding in 2 sheets in the yellow and the green. This is Anna Griffin paper. This weight right here is really thick, heavyweight cardstock. Make a really nice journal cover. This will also make a really cute journal. It's one of those fold and post where you folded it and then you stick a sticker on it and you mail it. Isn't that sweet? It will grow on the swing. This is, I believe this was a, what are those books called? Ideals. I think this came off of an Ideals book, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a cover. A magazine ad for Baker's Angel Flake Coconut. More of that 50s wallpaper. Daisy fabric. To be done today. And last but not least, this is out of, I'm not really sure if they cut a sample to give to someone, but this is out of a decorator sample book, but it had the daisies on it, which is perfect, and you will see some staple marks, but it still has, I'm sorry, I'm hitting the camera stand. It still has, where the daisies are, it's still usable. So that is the daisy kit. This will be in my shop this week, along with the others I'm doing these videos on. Okay, people, for all of you lovers of red, aqua, blue, and white, very 50s, early 60s era, and also the Raggedy Ann and Andy coloring, which is where I'm going with this. When I found her, I was like, okay, I'm in love with this color, and I just started pulling, and then I remembered that I had a Raggedy Ann and Andy, just the pattern cover. I don't have the pattern, but these are perfect for making journals out of, using as a pocket, adding as a page. There's all kinds of ideas that you can do with these pattern envelopes. So I'm just gonna go through everything. There's a little bit of course, you have to have red and white gingham. I have just a little bit of that. I put in these are Velglo, I think it's called Velglo or something like that. This ribbon, it's like satin on the back, and then this velvety type, anyway. These were super old. This is that paper, but this is like satin paper. And these both were super old ribbons that I have on the original rounds, you know. And so I'm adding those in there. And these I stamped with that antique wooden handled stamp that I have. There is a bottle cap. There are some vintage buttons. There's some kind of knit, red knit on there, and this is pearlescent, really pretty, and so is that, this big giant coat buttons, fun. Here is a milk cap and some playing cards. She has one of those hoopy things that they used to play with the stick. A red sold tag. I have some flashcards. Look at this yummy fudge from the Betty Crocker recipe card library. One of those gold crown with the aqua blue gold crown tags. Some game cards in the colorway. These are just bits of ephemera, so there's some named or just labels in the blue and the red. A little teeny notepad, a little small envelope. These would be really cute to make a little mini book, and then, oh my gosh, and then slide it in this envelope. These are really old, so they have kind of lost their sticky, or they might be kind of stuck if you get one. But yes, it fits in there. You could make a little staple it right there with like some of the little rickrack. Oh my gosh, that would be so cute. And then put it in the little envelope. See, I already gave you an idea. 2 pieces of rickrack. Some of that Hallmark yarn we all love, that Hallmark yarn in the red and the white. And there's some little piece of fuzz. This is some kind of flashcard that a game or something like that I got when I was in Australia, but the colors worked. These are some fasteners. More game cards in the same color. These I got actually in Australia from some game, I don't know. This came, oh, here's a rent receipt, just because it's the right kind of color. Good for journaling. And this is, I just pulled this because of the colors. So some of the things, the items that are in here, like this little receipt, is because of the colors, not necessarily. So I have this vintage wallpaper, and I also have this wallpaper. Those are out of my 50s book. Then I have this ad, but I had to get it. Oh my gosh, look at that. Then this big giant blue and red index card. And then of course a Raggedy Ann coloring page. And then this was out of a sewing binder. Then I put in some like regular pages. Well, not regular, this is from my 1930s ledger, but because it was red and blue lines, and this also, that's why I put that in there. So, and then these have blue lines. Makes good these pages. And then I couldn't pass this up. It's a cover of it's called The Journal. It's from 1983, but it's the same colorway. Like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. But this is kind of fragile, so you would have to like probably glue it on a piece of paper. Probably be really smart. And look at these red shoes and the red birds going through with the blue. So cute. I think that girl had on these shoes right here, if I'm not mistaken. It looked like them kind of, didn't it? And then I pulled this map because of the red and that blue. And so, yeah, it's just nice to have map paper. I like crafting with it. So this is the Raggedy Ann, I guess, kit. And this will be going in the shop, to my Etsy shop this week. As soon as I get these videos done and posted, well, actually when you watch this, it probably will be in the shop. So, and there you go. Hello, and it's fall and time to be thankful and grateful, and here is a kit that will help you to journal or art in that gratitude state. However, you can use bits and pieces of this for other times of the year, but this is mainly focused around like fall colors and November and things like that. you're gonna get a 1960s receipt. Love that patina. This Do It Now, Things to Do Today card. A stamp page. I think there's 2 pages, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2 pages here. There is some hem lace in this beautiful rust color, keeping with theme. There is, I fussy cut out this out of a book that I got in Australia. Here is a little turkey card, a little scarecrow button. This is a game card. This is an index card that I stamped with that antique stamp. And then this is a post note, or postcard. Here is, you have to have a holiday stuffed turkey recipe. This is a vintage card set that I got, and look at her, she's so pretty with that wood grain behind it. It's just lovely. I have 2 wine labels, 1974. 2 fussy cut birds out of a nature book that I got in Australia. This is a piece of money out of a game. Another card. This is the sets that I got where it's from the same house and they bent all their cards in half. It's really weird. But anyway, this is just beautiful autumn colors, and so is this one. And here's some money out of a game, or stocks. And then I have an orange flash card and a recipe card, a small little envelope, a page out of Ideals magazine. This is old photo. Look, it must be a granny with all her grandbabies, but I think it says Mama Aunt. This is Mama Aunt, but it doesn't have a year or anything. It's from Nashville, but she's in the cornfield, so I just thought that was kind of neat. Here is a page out of an Edith Holden craft book. And autumn leaves are now falling. You can use the 11 on this flashcard. Here is Pattern Girls from my counter book from Simplicity, 1960s. Here is Fresh Peach Pie recipe card. Some wrapping paper. This is going to be really worn because this is old, but it's on how to carve a turkey and roast turkey and cranberry sauce. Wanted to include that. These are 1950s wallpaper from my wallpaper book. And this is from my decorator book. Oh, this is perfect. Again, this has holes in it and there's paper on one side because it came out of a decorator sample book. These are some maps and how to make your own moccasins. And again, yes, I'm sharing my lovely favorite. Oh, I love this mappage. Okay, so I'm sharing that with you. Big piece of that in the fall colors. And this is the kit, and it will be going in my Etsy. And here is number 2 of the fall kits. This is orange and lovely sage green. There's some browns going on and oranges, of course, and just full of all kinds of just fall thankful goodness. Let's get started. Here's a flashcard that is in Spanish on the back side. It says gratitude. This is a Sassy Squirrel card. Here's a sweet little scarecrow button. This is a yellow 11 game card from Rook. And here's some fall. These are playing cards, and this has Native American with a teepee and fall river foliage. Here is, okay, so these were supposed to go on, I believe, file folders or something to label them. They're stickers, they're old, so they are not very sticky. You will have to staple them on or glue them on or something. But I gave you the letters to spell the word turkey. So look how cute. Okay, so anyway, those are really sweet. You could use those as your tabs to do your grateful or gratitude journal. And that comes in a little envelope. Here's some sari silk on a Hallmark card that had the yarn on it. But I went ahead and I wrapped some really pretty sari silk that I had. Okay, this was from an estate sale, and I guess this woman, this is watercolor paper, and I guess she did some embossing, and it was a fall wreath, so I just, yeah, threw that in. Here is a pilgrim envelope from a pattern. It does not have the pattern in it. Here's a Native American, The Dolls of All Nations. It teaches you how to make a doll. This is from a 1998 calendar page. Recipe card. This is really cute because it opens. 2 index cards that I found out that I had some wheat. That's my dog in the background, if you can hear him. And so I stamped it. These are my antique wood stamps. Here is some sweet little girl with fall background. I guess this was her school photo, so I just put it in there. Random, I don't know who that is. Here is one of those sweet little Hallmark books that you get. This one was called Golden Days, I think, and it had a little pilgrim and a turkey with some pumpkins and corn stalks. So adorable. Beautiful bird out of a field note book. This is a Lewis Rich insert, the turkey recipe inserts, but look at the colors. I mean, come on, could be more perfect, right? A bingo sheet. This has gratitude on it. This is English to French. These are some money and stock certificate from a game that I had. And a card, like things to do today. And shopping, the supermarket page that you collect stamps. To 1974, and I don't know what year this is, but anyway, they are wine labels. A turkey card from Hallmark. Notebook paper. But it's small. It's a small little notebook paper, which is vintage dried, that color. This is the real patina. I don't tea dye or coffee stain any of my papers. What you get is what you get. So whether it's white like this, or this, or whether, because these were like new in the package, kind of old vintage type stuff where the color stayed, and then other ones, turned. So it's interesting. This is my wallpaper book, 1953 wallpaper book, 56 pages, some wrapping paper. It weighs with turkey recipe out of Better Homes and Gardens. This is really old. You'll probably want to put this on another piece of paper. This was an insert out of a Betty Crocker book, so I just, yeah, it was the right colorway, so I just took it out. This is from a 1969 calendar where each, the calendar was actually a postcard, which I found that was really interesting. I'm not sure what the language is. I don't recognize that language. Oh, it's German, printed in Germany. Out of a children's reader. Look how cute that is with the pumpkins. A 10 Little Indian song. This does have I Open My Bible on the other side. Great for gratitude journals. Okay, I had to pull this out because look, this is a basement redo, right? And I don't know when you grew up if you guys hung out in your basement, but our basement never looked like this. This is pretty amazing. So anyway, it had like the kitchen and everything, and could you see yourself just hanging out over here watching the game and eating hors d'oeuvres over there while your mom was putting it out? And I just love this. I love the colors. I love the whole, made up a whole story around it in my mind. I love doing that. So this is craft, craft card and heavy craft envelope. They're really nice. Yes, I'm parting with more of my beautiful map. Okay, this says, with all my love for the man I love. If you don't want to use that, this is beautiful Hallmark from 1981 wrapping paper, and you can just cover over that if you don't, you know, want that. Want just to, but I had to put it in there because the colors and the oats or the wheat, whatever, that was beautiful. And then last is this fabric from the sample book that I told you I had, and I just love this because it has, this is already on there as part of the fabric, and so it's just perfect for fall. And that is this fall kit. Lots of fall goodness, and this will be going up in the shop, and I will be back with my next video. Will be about packaging and how you can expect to receive it and how they will be listed. Thank you so much. So I want to talk about what to expect when you order something from my shop. These kits are going to be packed as best I can, as tightly as I can. There may be some shifting in the packaging. I'm not really sure. I'll have a label where you can reach me on the back, my YouTube, my Etsy, my Instagram. And then, but this is how they're gonna come packaged like this. And then what I do is I then take it and I place it in these vintage sheet envelopes. I just whipped some of these up so they still have threads. Sorry. Okay, but they'll go inside here, and then I have some antique. This is actually antique seam binding. This is not newer. It has a different texture to it. It's actually very, very lovely. And I'm gonna do a mix of, I don't have a whole lot of the pink, but there'll be some kind of mix, or maybe one, depending on how big the package is. And then it'll be wrapped nice in a bow and will come with a little tag saying thank you. And so you'll either get one that looks like this. I have several different vintage sheet envelopes. In fact, if you order a fall or a boho one, you will be receiving actually this one, which I'm going to be stitching up before. These will all be stitched up. But these are new, and then they were new in the package, they were vintage, and then I washed them like in super, super hot water, and used like really nice detergent, and they smell great. So yeah. So anyway, so for the fall and the boho album kits, you'll be getting these, and any other ones you'll be receiving this one, or I have another really cool retro print also. But yeah, so that's what you'll expect that from my kits, and they're also then shipped in. They come priority, and they get shipped in one of these, and it's the flat rate envelope. Now, you don't pay for shipping. The shipping is included in the cost of the kit. And give me between 1 to 3 business days to get to the post office, like to pack it, pack it up, do the label, write to you and all that stuff. Go to the post office, get the tracking number, and then let you know that it has been shipped. So 1 to 3 business days. And of course, if you get me on a weekend, then it would be either the Friday or the Monday that I would be mailing out, depending on when you order it. So I really appreciate your business. I'm so excited about just sharing all these vintage goodies that I have collected over the years. And I will be back. I want to do some journal with me's after I get all these kits listed, and I'll be back with another video of a whole nother set.